Iran possesses one of the largest and most diverse missile arsenals in the Middle East. Recent remarks by the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio compared the overwhelming manufacturing ability of Iran's Shahed kamikaze drones to the limited ground based interceptors of the US. He said, and I quote, "They are producing over hundreds of these missiles a month. Compare that to the 6 or 7 interceptors that can be built a month by us." From short range battlefield rockets to medium range ballistic missiles and long range strategic systems, Tehran has constructed a layered strike capability designed to hold its enemies at risk. It begins with the short range ballistic missiles or SRBMs, which are the workhorses of Iran's tactical arsenal. These missiles are generally used for regional threats, rapid response, and battlefield support because their range is roughly around 300 kilometers. These include the road mobile Fateh 110, Raad 500, Shahab 1, and Shahab 2. Improving on Fateh 110, the tactical missile Zulfaghur and Qaem have a range of 700 kilometers. These shorter range tactical ballistic missiles are often used in theater operations. These missiles have been repeatedly displayed in Iranian drills and are central to the IRGC Aerospace Force strike capability. Then comes the medium range layer. The Shahab 3, Imad, and Ghadr 110 and newer missiles like Khyber Shekan, Haj Qasim, and Qasim Basir stretch Iran's reach to between 1,300 to 1,800 kilometers. With this range, Iran can threaten US bases in the Gulf, major Gulf capitals, and Israel. In recent escalations, a mix of these systems have reportedly been used in strikes targeting regional states including the UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Israel. For long-range deterrence, Iran fields the Sejil family, a solid-fuel ballistic missile capable of reaching 2,000 to 2,500 kilometers. Solid fuel allows faster launch preparation, reducing vulnerability to preemptive strikes. These missiles are designed less for battlefield use and more for strategic messaging. But missiles are only one part of the story. Iran's cruise missile arsenal adds flexibility and survivability. The Qadr anti-ship missile, with a range of roughly 300 kilometers, provides sea denial capability in the Gulf. The older Noor family, derived from the earlier Chinese designs, is gradually being replaced. Tehran is reportedly seeking advanced systems such as the supersonic CM-302 to strengthen its naval strike arm. Cruise missiles, flying low and hugging terrain, are harder to detect than ballistic missiles. They add complexity to any defensive shield. Yet, the real transformation in Iran's strike doctrine has come from the Shahed series loitering munitions, which are now famously called the kamikaze drones. Unlike ballistic missiles, which are expensive and limited in number, the Shahed 136 and its variants are cheap, simple, and produced in large quantities. They are slow, noisy, and technologically very modest. But that is precisely their advantage. Launched in swarms, often alongside ballistic and cruise missiles, they saturate air defenses. While high-end interceptors are used to shoot down these ballistic missiles, defenders are forced to expend costly missiles against low-cost drones. This asymmetry turns economics into a weapon. In recent conflicts, Iran has increasingly attacked with a layered strike package. Ballistic missiles to punch through hardened targets, cruise missiles to evade radar, and waves of Shahid drones to overwhelm defenses and create confusion. The drones may not always deliver a devastating payload, but they exhaust interceptors, triggering air raid sirens for hours and stretch defensive networks thin. Western analysts increasingly view the Shahed as a model for the future of low cost warfare. It represents a shift from precision only warfare to saturation warfare. And beneath it all lies Iran's deployment strategy. Many missiles are stored in hardened underground facilities, the so called famous missile cities near Tehran, Semnan, and Kermanshah. Most launchers are mobile, complicating preemptive targeting. For Iran, missiles and drones are not just weapons, they are insurance policies. Whether used for deterrence, retaliation, or coercive signaling, they form the core of Tehran's military doctrine. How will they be used next? Against which targets? In what combination? The answer will depend not only on Iran, but how its adversaries respond to this ever evolving era of missile drone warfare.